The date, May 26th, 2022. At this point, I can pretty much deem the pool to be just about ready to go. Is it 100% ready? No, but you can take a look and see that the water is pretty much crystal clear, ready to go. Today is a cooler day. It's a bit windy, but it comes and goes. We still have some green at the bottom and some other detritus as it goes, but that is just going to take a little bit of time to get out of there, and there's a number of ways to do that. You can manually vacuum again, which I don't want to really do. You can go in the pool with a towel and wipe everything down, which I will eventually do, but today's not quite the day. It's a little cool for that. So I will get to that in time, but we can put Robot in to get some of the detritus at the bottom. He's also going to create a Venturi effect that's going to suck up all of the green at the bottom that's there and suspend that in the water so the filter can do its job. So by running him, it actually will help the other equipment to operate and take care of the rest for me, so I don't have to do the hard manual labor. So let's go ahead and get Robot and put him in. Before we do that, there have been some interesting developments. First of all, the drain plug that was down here that was leaking that I said I'd take care of on my own time, I pulled that out and it was straight cut threads, which I have usually found requires some sort of rubber washer or gasket or O-ring or something. This didn't have that. Instead, the threads were simply Teflon. So, like all of the other fittings on this that are just knackered, I took it out and I re-Tefloned the hell out of that plug, and I reinstalled it, and it leaked still. I said, that's great. Don't know if you can really tell, but it is absolutely bone dry over here now. Nothing there. The multi-port valve is still leaking. You can see the water right here around it. But since backwashing, that somehow caused it to better seal. Probably because I turned the handle both clockwise and counterclockwise. I have no idea. And you'll also notice that that horrible vibration noise that the pump had been making, it's still there, but it's very light. And like I had said, if I pulled up on the inlet to the pump, that's interesting. When I step on the pad, you can hear it. But when I pull up on that, the vibration was gone. And also when I had tested the pump not hooked up after rewiring it, there was absolutely no vibration or anything like that. I was talking to Sharky626, and he had said that maybe the run capacitor on the motor was getting weak. And I really don't believe that to be the case, only because it ran perfectly fine without water or anything like that, and of course started up and ran great. So I don't really think that's the case at all. One other thing happened, which is one of the reasons why the vibration is not there. I had an idea. The idea was to grab the filter, since that is plumbed directly into everything else. As you see, it's hard with the contrast, but the fittings here are plumbed into the whole plumbing, and everything is sort of one unit like that. So I said, what if I grab the filter itself and jostle that? Well, I had just backwashed, and it was full of water, and I didn't want to drain it. Obviously that was a dumb idea because I couldn't move it, so that didn't work, but it did jostle it some. And unfortunately, I came back a few hours later and this filter was leaking horribly around the band clamp. right here. It was leaking here, here, over here, everywhere. So I said, oh, that's not good. And I went and I tightened the band clamp. There are now threads sticking out on this end here, maybe about 1/4 of an inch, where there wasn't before. So I guess jostling it sort of moved it enough that it started leaking. So the band clamp was probably too loose from when I last put it on. So it's a good thing that was tightened. And the bung in the filter, which is now yellow instead of white, the white one had developed a crack in it somehow and then broke when I tried to reinstall it. So I got one of my old ones there and put that in, and that's not leaking anymore either. So it's pretty much perfectly dry over here. But we got a robot to put in. So first thing I'm going to do is we'll come up here and zoom you out. I'm going to shut off the pump. Just for the sake of the awesome sounds, even though the solar's open, I'm just going to force it on just so it doesn't close on us. And I'll flip the switch for the booster pump as well. And now what I'm going to do is go drain the solar and hook up Robot. And the reason I drain the solar is just so we get that really awesome sound that the booster pump makes when it finally catches prime. Pulls off so you can see the water more clearly. And whatever green is there, there's some detritus at the bottom. And Robot will be of great assistance in picking all of that up. So it is now time to go and hook them up. Stupidly, I had emptied the bag at the end of last season. I don't know who would ever do that. I mean, it's best to leave all the junk in there from the previous year. Abraham 23 or Jacob 25, one of those. But anyway, we got a Robot to put in. Still have this stupid coolant brush thing on the end. It falls off now, so I'm probably going to have to dig that out. I don't know why it's falling off. I think the clips on it are getting knackered. That might be a little better now. But in he goes. That sink. We'll put the hose in. Try to do it not crookedly. I don't know how else to explain it. There we go. And let's see how tight I made the universal wall fitting. Ooh, that water's a bit chilly. Right in, no problem, didn't turn at all. So that means that hand tight was tight enough. Alright, let's go back to the pump and kick it on and hear that awesome sound. Okay, this is everything in one shot. Solar is devoid of water. Pump is on, booster pump is on, Robot is hooked up. So we're going to turn this on, both pumps will start immediately. And then we have to wait as water refills the solar and finally makes its way to the booster pump where we get that absolutely awesome sound. So here we go. Nothing special now. We got a little while to wait. And the AC kicked on, so that's helpful. The chlorinator is bouncing around. I don't know if the camera picks that up. The image stabilization does weird stuff sometimes. Still no water, but we're getting ever closer. When this happens, the ground shakes. I can feel the ground shaking now. Here we go, we're getting close now. go, it's purging. Those are the sounds. Here we go. Oh, that is so nice. I love that. Let's go check out the pool and robot. We're roboting. Yeah. Love that kind. There he goes. Let's see what he's going to do. Oh, and he's leaving a cloud behind him, which is that greenet and air. Oh, just missed. Because that will come and spray you sometimes. He's swimming around real nice. He's like, damn, I've been waiting all year to get in the water. There he goes. Coming back here. It's funny, you know, how it just runs random and yet will pretty much hit everything given enough time. I think there's some physics involved in that. It's all math. Mathemagitionals. But there he goes. He'll make his way to the other end of the pool there. He's actually heading there now. Sending that green into the water to be filtered and sucking up any detritus at the bottom. And with that, JDs and Lentilmen, the pool is officially open for 2022. We're just about a couple more days just filtering and that. You know, you don't have to be afraid of a green pool. I mean, if it's disgusting green like when it's first open, yeah, I don't want to go in that either. But otherwise, I mean, if you've gone camping and you've swam in a lake or a pond or anything like that, you don't know what's growing in there. You don't know what you're stepping on. And you don't know how much fish shit is in the water. And nobody complains. Nobody says anything. So it can't be that bad. You know, everybody's so squeamish. Oh, the water chemistry is off. Oh no, there's algae. I'm going to get sick. You know, and then these are the kind of people that went camping for years, you know, and they just totally forget that a lake or a pond exists and people swim in them and have been for thousands of years without any problem. This was 9 days. There were a solid 2 days that I remember that I kind of didn't do anything with the pool and just let the filter work and let everything else work. Granted, it was not that bad this year, and I needed that. I really did. With everything that's going on, and will be going on for some time here, this was a lucky break, indeed. Again, I'm fully convinced at this point that it's the weather that is to blame for the extremely green pool. Would adding algicide at key times, getting into the warmer weather help? Maybe. I don't know. I haven't experimented that far. Everything you've seen here is what I've learned simply by trial and error over the years of owning this pool for 15 years. None of it is by the book, and I'm very proud of that fact myself, that I figured it out all on my own. Now granted, yes, I did watch a bunch of YouTube videos and read a bunch of articles, but still, the idea is there that I did it all myself. None of this was easy. Was it fun? Was it fun? Probably not. I really don't think it was. It was a lot of work, is what it was. But I have the rest of this month. I have June, July, and August. And pretty much all I have to do is my weekly maintenance. I had a video on that last year, which takes me about 15 minutes a week, if that long. Sometimes only 5 or 10 minutes. And Most times it just includes adding shock and chlorine tablets. We've already discussed chlorine tablets being astronomically priced. It is what it is, folks. I don't control that. It's all made up BS. We know all of that. None of this should be happening as far as the crazy prices on there, and they will never get back down to where they were. But that's just part of the fun. I mean, you never thought owning a vehicle that gas would be $5 a gallon, but it is. Never dreamt that in your wildest dreams. You might have thought $2 was really expensive and $3 would be impossible. And then we hit $4 and we're like, okay, it's got to come down. Nope, went right up. Is there an end in sight? Not for a while yet. So it is what it is. You got to pay to play, and it's very unfortunate. But this is one of the cardinal mistakes that people make, and what a lot of people made during Calderona. Everybody was stuck on lockdown at home, and they said, let's get a pool. Not thinking. I always think ahead of time and for the future to ensure that. And when I bought this house, I knew it had a pool. I didn't know what I was getting into. I also wouldn't have it any other way. The enjoyment factor that I get out of this pool is absolutely tremendous. And it makes it worth all of that work. I'm sorry about the air noise from airplanes and that. We're having an air show for Memorial Day, so they're flying in all the planes for that. And it is what it is. There's a couple more coming, so it is what it is. Happens every year, and it's just part of the fun of living here. But Robot is doing his thing. The water, for the most part, is ready. If only it were a bit warmer, I would go in. And I'd love to just jump right in now, but like I said, it's a bit too cold even for me. So it is what it is. Now, there is still some green at the bottom, and like I had explained, Robot is going to kick a lot of that up, and the filter is going to be instrumental in that. But chances are a lot is still going to remain, and that's just going to require some more manual labor. It's going to be brushing the pool and that. I have a tip that I might release later on during the season. I haven't decided yet how that's going to go. Sometimes I just do stuff and don't video it, you know, because stuff just needs to get done. But you might look forward to that. I can't promise you on that, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, that is going to finally wrap up the pool opening for 2022. It was a bit of a roller coaster with a lot of ups and downs and a lot of equipment failures, and I'm sure plenty more coming during the pool season. But with that, I'm glad that it's pretty much in shape and ready to go. And this time I did it in only 9 days. It was grueling work every single day. And just remember, for all of you watching there, that when this video ends, my day is only half over. Because not only do I have to record the video, which makes everything take a lot longer than it normally would, but then I have to go in and edit these videos, upload them, and do all the rest of that YouTube-y stuff to get this to work. Robot's reversing valve is in action. Spinning him in circles and tangling up the hose. That's wonderful. Can't wait for that one. So I got to watch him for hours. Anyway, that's going to wrap this series up. I thank you very much for watching, and I truly do appreciate it. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.